Hello everyone, and welcome to my BNB official 24U YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel and thumbs up. Steffy credits Sheila Carter with saving her life in shocking admission. Have they turned the corner? According to bold and beautiful spoilers, Steffy Forrester made a surprising admission in which she credited her longtime rival Sheila Carter with sparing her life during Luna's deadly attack. Will this change everything? Steffy Forrester credits Sheila Carter for saving her life in a stunning admission. BNB fans never expected to witness this moment. Did Steffy Forrester thank her worst enemy for sparing her life? After years of hostility, gunshots, and attempted murders, the unthinkable occurred. Steffy truly credited Sheila Carter with saving her during Luna Nozawa's tragic beach home attack. And we're still trying to comprehend this news. The beach house showdown that changed everything. It all happened during the horrific confrontation on July 4th. Luna, obsessed with her father Finn Finnegan, had drawn Steffy into a trap at the beach house. The crazy young woman held Steffy at gunpoint and blamed her for keeping Finn and Hayes away from her. Talk about bringing daddy issues to a new level. But this is where things get wild. Sheila Carter, the lady who shot Steffy and Finn and left them for dead, rushed to the scene. After persuading Taylor Hayes to reveal Steffy's location, Sheila burst in to calm Luna down. "Do the right thing," she told her granddaughter. The scene erupted into mayhem. Sheila reached for the gun and shots rang out. Multiple shots. After the smoke cleared, all three women were hurt. Sheila lost a toe, Steffy was shot in the foot, and Luna unfortunately did not survive. Nobody expected to hear these words. After being rushed to the hospital and escaping another near-fatal encounter, Steffy dropped the bombshell that has fans divided. Speaking to her father, Ridge Forrester, she said the words that no one anticipated to come out of her mouth. "Liam saved my life." And Sheila, just like that, there are no qualifiers. No, but she's still evil. Just a simple acknowledgement that Sheila Carter saved her life. Has hell frozen over? Is this an other universe? What does this mean for the future? Let's get honest here. One heroic gesture does not change the reality that Sheila shot both Steffy and Finn at their own wedding reception. She has harassed this family for years. She has faked her death more than we can count. She has done awful things. However, she put her own life in danger to save Steffy, which is a significant factor. She lost her toe in the process. That shows a real commitment to protecting her son's bride. The question is, will Steffy's gratitude last? Or is this only a brief moment of recognition before she returns to keeping Sheila at arm's length? So what about Finn? He just lost his daughter Luna, even though she was utterly insane. His birth mother rescued his wife. His adopted mother, Lee Finnegan, is surely having a field day with all of this drama. The poor guy must be emotionally spent. Nobody predicted the shocking aftermath. The kicker that has everyone talking, Luna's mother, Poppy Nozawa, expressed relief that her daughter had died. "I'm glad my daughter's dead," she reportedly said. What type of mother would say that? Even if your child is troubled, that is quite cold. It makes you question what else happened in Luna's history that we're not aware of. Meanwhile, supporters are entirely divided. Some are hopeful that this marks the start of Sheila's redemption journey. Others are yelling at their televisions, imploring Steffy not to let down her guard. After all, we're talking about Sheila Carter, the woman who has been reformed 17 times before resuming her evil behavior. Will this affect anything? Look, we've been watching soap operas long enough to know that nothing is straightforward. Steffy's acknowledgement of Sheila's valor is huge. Huge. But will it genuinely alter their dynamics? The smart money predicts Steffy will stick to her bounds. She may be thankful, but she is not stupid. She understands what Sheila is capable of. A single act of courage does not erase years of terror. But then again, this is the bold and the beautiful. Stranger things have occurred. Remember when everyone assumed Taylor had died? Twice? Or when Ridge was unable to determine who he loved for literally decades. With Luna gone and Sheila proving she'll protect Steffy when it counts, may we see a thaw in their relationship? Could Sheila finally have access to her grandson Hayes? Will Finn be caught between his wife and his birth mother? One thing is for certain. This story is far from over. Steffy's revelation has opened a door that cannot be quickly shut. It is unclear if this will result in atonement, manipulation, or even more anarchy. But knowing Sheila Carter, she's already planning how to take advantage of this situation. Because leopards don't change their spots, even if they're missing one toe. Bill's specialist discovers Liam tumor truth, exposes Grace's deception. According to the bold and the beautiful teasers, Bill Spencer may demand a specialist for Liam Spencer, who will eventually discover the truth about his tumor. Will Grace Buckingham's deception be exposed? With all of the shooting news and tumor developments, you can guarantee Bill is going to be a man on a mission. Bill will play an important role in Liam's tale coming forward, and he may insist on obtaining other medical opinions. Of all, Bill has a lot of money and contacts, so he'll be able to get Liam the best care available. B&B fans may see Bill battle with Grace if he attempts to delegate Liam's case to other doctors. Grace has already started acting strangely towards Liam and the therapy combination she has been pushing so hard for. Between that and Grace's suspicious phone calls, something is clearly wrong here. Grace also appeared to want to keep Liam as her personal patient in the July 9th episode, but John Finnegan advised her to handle Sheila Sharp's surgery instead. Grace's fixation on Liam and his tumor issue must be for a cause. Bill may be the one to get to the bottom of problems, with the assistance of a specialist or maybe a team of experts. Will a new doctor uncover that Liam's incurable tumor diagnosis was incorrect? Is Liam suffering from something more besides his gunshot wound? Something that can be easily treated once he recovers? Grace has been prescribing medication for Liam, but the medications may have made him worse rather than better. Grace is clearly not a trustworthy doctor. Therefore, Bill may hire someone else to assist him in putting together all of the puzzle pieces. Whatever the case, Liam will suffer from a coma as a result of all the beach house chaos, but there may be hope for his future. Lee Finnegan fakes Looney Luna's death. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Luna Nozawa's days on the daytime soap series are coming to an end. All evidence point to Luna succumbing to her injuries on the operating table, but is she truly dead? Rumor has it someone may stage Luna's death and get her out of the hospital, and you'll never guess who. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful, with spoilers below. Will Luna die? When Lee Finnegan arrived at the emergency room, she immediately went to work in the operating room, racing to save her niece Luna. Lee has never been particularly fond of her niece, but when Luna Nozawa's life is in danger, the doctor appears to have changed his mind. Dr. John Finnegan's mother was clearly willing to go to any length to save his daughter. After all, Luna is also Lee's granddaughter. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Lee will realize that Luna had little chance with Poppy Nozawa as her mother, and in a surprise twist, she will make it her job to defend her granddaughter. A few years ago, Finn was in a similar scenario after being shot. Finn's mother did the unthinkable. She stole her son from the hospital, took him to a secret place, and nursed him back to health. Lee Finnegan makes shocking moves. According to the bold and beautiful rumor mill, Luna's Aunt Lee may decide to prevent her from going to prison and take her out of the hospital when no one is looking. To throw the cops off her track, Lee will have to fake Luna Nozawa's death and then smuggle her out of the hospital when no one is looking. Perhaps Luna's other grandmother, Sheila Carter, might help. She knows a thing or two about faking your own death. The bold and the beautiful has to kill off Luna Nozawa. Luna Nozawa is presently fighting for her life in the operating room on the bold and the beautiful after being shot in the chest from close range. According to reports on the internet, one of the shooting victims will not survive, and all evidence point to Lisa Yamada's character dying next week. Here's what's coming up on the CBS soap, with new spoilers below. BNB viewers believed they'd seen the last of Dr. John Finnegan's daughter after she was imprisoned for the Aiel Giardino killings earlier this year. However, a few months later, Bill Spencer performed a miracle and successfully liberated and pardoned Luna. Dollar Bill believed she would change her ways, but this was plainly not the case. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Luna went over the deep end, kidnapping her brother's teacher, attempting to assassinate Steffy Forrester, shooting Grandma Sheila Carter in the foot, and shooting the dying Liam Spencer. Luna Nozowa was shot in the chest during her altercation with Liam, and the prognosis is not good. According to BNB teasers, Lee Finnegan will rush to the hospital to save her niece, but her chances of survival are slim. Soap previews indicate that Luna will not survive the gunshot, and the common belief on the internet is that this is for the best. Lisa Yamada's character is far beyond redemption at this time. It's a shame that the bold and beautiful authors have driven Luna Nozawa into a corner, because Lisa Yamada is a terrific young actress that supporters hoped would stick around. After all of the dirt Luna has done since arriving in Los Angeles, if she somehow survives, she will exit and return to prison. Are you sad to see Luna Nozawa leave? Do you wish the writers had taken Lisa Yamada's character in a different direction? It began as any other summer morning in Los Angeles, warm and deceptively serene. But July 4th would be the day that the tide changed on the bold and the beautiful, forever changing the direction of lives, legacies, and grudges. When the dust settled, the name of the most dreaded lady in the show's history, Sheila Carter, was on everyone's lips, not freedom or family. That's right, Steffy Forrester, the woman who previously screamed that Sheila would never be a part of her family, asked Finn to break all links with his birth mother, then was shot and nearly murdered by her, publicly thanked Sheila Carter for saving her life, and not in a disguised, reluctant manner. Steffy said something unexpected. Liam saved my life and Sheila. There are no qualifiers, no venom, simply the cold, startling truth. Let's start with the bombshell that set the scene. Luna Nozawa's fatal spiral into madness. Luna's trap in the beach house. Luna's descent began slowly, with sideways glances, unsaid obsessions, and discussions with herself. Her desire for Finn became toxic, distorting her mind into believing Steffy had stolen what was rightly hers. Luna snapped after years of emotional neglect from Poppy and the notion that Finn was the only person who genuinely saw her. She enticed Steffy to the remote beach house with the ruse of a family emergency. However, this was not a plea for rescue. It was a setup. Steffy arrived expecting a medical emergency or a surprise family reunion, but instead she found herself staring down the barrel of a gun. Luna was crazy, talking about fate, blood, and betrayal. You weren't supposed to have him. She screamed, hands trembling, finger hovering over the trigger. Enter Sheila Carter. The unlikely savior returns. Sheila discovered Luna's plot after listening in on a phone call between Poppy and an unidentified person. It wasn't long before she pieced together the facts and, surprise, revealed the truth to Taylor Hayes. If you trusted me before, trust me now. Steffy is in danger, and Taylor for once agreed. Sheila dashed to the beach home, where Steffy remained still, negotiating for her life. What occurred next was terrifyingly slow. Sheila burst into the room, screaming for Luna to drop the weapon. Luna paused. She then pulled the trigger. Sheila surged, knocking Steffy out of the line of fire but taking a bullet to the foot in the process. Steffy was also hurt, with a graze to her lower thigh, and amid the pandemonium, Liam Spencer came, already injured from a previous confrontation with Luna. As he dropped from his injury, Luna turned around, gun still in hand, before being shot, possibly by her own hand or Sheila's reckless swipe. The details remain unclear, but the outcome was obvious. Luna lay bleeding on the floor, while Sheila, bloodied and broken, carried Steffy to safety. Shocking words in the hospital. At University Hospital, mayhem ensued. Finn, in full trauma mode, worked desperately to save Luna's life. Lee Finnegan assisted him, her expression unreadable. Sheila, missing a toe and sedated, was tied to a hospital bed. Then came the moment that altered everything. Steffy finally spoke in a quiet area surrounded by Ridge, Taylor, and Thomas. Her voice was shaky, but she spoke clearly. "I'd be dead if it weren't for Liam and Sheila." Gasps. Silence. Taylor's jaw fell. Ridge's eyebrows rose. Even Thomas struggled to find the appropriate, sarcastic response. Nobody spoke. And Steffy only nodded, repeating the impossible. Is this the turning point? Nobody can erase Sheila's past. She has shot, stabbed, manipulated, abducted, and emotionally devastated half of Los Angeles. But at this fleeting, inconceivable moment, Steffy viewed her as more than a monster. She regarded her as the woman who risked her own life to rescue another's. Does this suggest Sheila has been redeemed? Of course not. Not yet. But this alters things, and it raises important questions. Will Finn's loyalties shift? His mother, biological or not, had just saved his wife, but his daughter is dead or comatose in the next room. How does he reconcile this? Will Steffy let Sheila see Hayes? Could this daring gesture allow Sheila to spend more time with her grandson? What will Ridge do? His animosity for Sheila is well documented. Will he prevent any attempts at redemption? How will he respond? The lady who faked Finn's death to hide him from Sheila may be at a similar crossroads with Luna. Bill Spencer's mission for truth. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer is in a downward spiral. After witnessing his son Liam nearly die from a gunshot wound and receiving an unexpected coma diagnosis connected to a brain tumor, he is distrustful of everyone, especially Dr. Grace Buckingham, who has been far too controlling over Liam's treatment. Grace insisted on a strict pharmacological policy and resisted outside input, but Bill's not having it. He employs a team of private neurologists to re-evaluate Liam's condition, and what they discover is disturbing. There are no tumors. Liam's scans were modified. Grace fabricated the diagnosis, probably in collaboration with someone wanting to keep Liam drugged and out of commission. Was it Luna? Was it Poppy? Is this part of a larger effort to hide the truth? L.I. Finnegan's dark decision. Now let's discuss Luna's death. According to hospital officials, Luna Nozawa died on the surgery table. But B&B aficionados know better. Lee had done this maneuver previously, when she faked Finn's death and smuggled him to safety, nursed him back to health in a secret facility. Lee has done it again. Overwhelmed with guilt for not safeguarding Luna from Poppy's influence, Lee surreptitiously relocated Luna's body to a safe area. The young woman is alive but drugged and recovering under 24-hour supervision. Only Lee and one other individual, Sheila Carter, know the truth. That's correct. When Sheila awoke from surgery and learned of Luna's reported death, she sought the truth from Lee. And when she noticed Lee's hesitancy, she knew. The two women reached an uneasy agreement. Keep Luna hidden. Keep her secure. Find out what went wrong. But why? The final questions. Much has changed. However, some things never do. Sheila is still a pariah. Steffy is still on edge. Liam is unconscious, and the truth about his diagnosis hangs in the balance. And Poppy Nozawa, possibly the coldest of them all, whispered to her sister, "I'm pleased Luna is dead. Maybe we can all breathe again." And Lee? She responded with hardness in her voice. "She hasn't died. When she wakes up, she will remember everything." Could Sheila exploit her newfound alliance with Lee to completely integrate herself into Finn's family? Will Steffy regret showing Sheila even a small amount of gratitude? One thing is for certain. This beach home shooting altered everything. The regulations have shifted. The villains are become saviors. The mothers are lying. The dead could be living. And what about Sheila Carter? She isn't going away. She's only getting started. The beach house showdown, that changed everything. It all happened during the horrific confrontation on July 4th. Luna, obsessed with her father Finn Finnegan, had drawn Steffy into a trap at the beach house. The crazy young woman held Steffy at gunpoint and blamed her for keeping Finn and Hayes away from her. Talk about bringing daddy issues to a new level. But this is where things got crazy. Sheila Carter, the lady who shot Steffy and Finn and left them for dead, rushed to the scene. After persuading Taylor Hayes to reveal Steffy's location, Sheila burst into calm Luna down. "Do the right thing," she told her granddaughter. The scene erupted into mayhem. Sheila reached for the gun, and shots rang out. Multiple shots. After the smoke cleared, all 3 women were hurt. Sheila lost a toe, Steffy was shot in the foot, and Luna unfortunately did not survive. Or so everyone was informed. Luna's blood covered the floor, and paramedics pronounced her dead. But backstage, the secrets began to spill. Because Lee Finnegan, never one to relinquish control, instantly went into damage control. She muttered something to the paramedics. They nodded. Luna's body was covered and taken away before the cops arrived. Lee eventually appeared in the hospital waiting room, hollow-eyed and trembling, informing everyone that her niece had left. Dead. It was over. Or so she said. But it was not the end. No, this was just the beginning. The real fireworks started when Steffy awoke in the hospital. Despite being bandaged and terrified, she turned to her father Ridge Forrester and told him, "If it weren't for Sheila, I'd be dead." Ridge stood still. Taylor let out a gasp. Hope, standing just outside the door, dropped the coffee she was carrying. Steffy, who had every reason to loathe Sheila Carter, credited her with saving her life. Suddenly, the world turned upside down. How can the victim forgive the monster? What exactly had happened in those final moments at the beach house? Steffy recounted Sheila leaping in front of the bullet intended for her, grasping Luna's wrist, and yanking the gun away while a shot blew off a portion of her foot. The vision was so bizarre and unbelievable that Ridge had to ask twice, "Are you saying she's a hero?"